It's 11:47 p.m. The message is still open on your screen. I think we need to stop talking. You didn't reply. There was nothing left to say. The next morning, you went to work, smiled at your coworkers, answered emails. Everyone assumed you were fine. Then 5 days later, you can't get out of bed. You pick up your phone to text someone back and just put it down. No tears, no anger, just a strange flatness, like something inside you got switched off and you can't find where the switch even is. That's when you notice it. Someone you know went through something just as bad, maybe worse, and a week later they're already laughing again, already moving. And a quiet, ugly question starts forming. Is there something wrong with me? People will tell you to stay positive. They'll tell you time heals everything. None of that tells you what to actually do. Here's the truth. People who recover fast aren't immune to pain. Their brains aren't built differently. The difference is one specific skill almost nobody ever explains to you. Welcome to Mind Undone. Today, we're breaking down why the mind shuts down, why some people reset faster than others, and how that ability can actually be built on purpose. Here's what the research shows. When a person faces prolonged distress they can't escape, a deep structure in the brainstem automatically triggers a shutdown response. This isn't something you learned. It's factory installed, present in every human being, including you. But there's another region, just behind your forehead, whose only job is to check one thing. Do I have any control here? When it detects even a small amount of control, it reverses the shutdown. In other words, collapse is the default setting. Control is the thing you have to train. Picture a circuit breaker. Too much current and it trips, not because the house is broken, but because that's exactly what it's designed to do to protect itself. The problem isn't that the breaker trips. The problem is most people never learned where the panel is, or that their own hand is what resets it. Why does that sense of control fail to develop for so many of us today? Because modern life has quietly removed almost every small controllable difficulty from your day. Hungry? Order it. Bored? Scroll. Hard conversation? Avoid it. Meanwhile, the things you have zero control over, the news, strangers' opinions, algorithms, you sit with for hours daily. So your brain keeps collecting evidence of helplessness and almost none of control. Now, 3 traps that quietly keep people stuck. Trap 1. Calling avoidance self-care. You cancel the plan because you're not in the headspace. You don't send the message because it's not the right time. You drop the class because it was affecting your peace. Every one of these was a small, winnable difficulty. Every time you delete one, you teach your brain, hard things are things I run from. Trap 2. Building a case instead of moving on. Something genuinely unfair happened, so you replay it, gather evidence, explain it to everyone who'll listen, waiting for the world to admit it was wrong. But reality never shows up to confirm your case, and until it does, in your mind, the person who hurt you is still holding the keys to your recovery. Trap 3. Turning the event into your identity. I lost the job and I am a failure are 2 completely different sentences describing the same moment. The first is a setback you can work on. The second is a life sentence your brain treats as unsolvable, so it simply shuts down instead of trying. Now, 4 things that actually rebuild the skill. Law 1. Find the smallest thing you can control right now. Make your bed. Send one message. Take a short walk. It feels too small to matter, but it's exactly the kind of evidence your brain needs that your actions still produce results. Law 2. Choose difficulty on purpose instead of only absorbing it. Exercise when it's inconvenient. Have the hard conversation this week, not next year. Sit with boredom without your phone. These are reps. You're manually rebuilding the training data your daily life deleted. Law 3. Stay flexible, not rigid. The people who recover best aren't emotionally armored. They're adaptable. They can ask for help on Monday and handle things alone on Friday. A rod that refuses to bend doesn't survive the pressure. It just snaps once. Law 4. Build something the setback can't reach. If your entire identity rests on one thing, a job, a relationship, losing it collapses everything. If your life has several pillars, losing one still leaves you standing. Here's the part nobody warns you about. When you genuinely get better at this, not everyone will celebrate it. The friend who used to get a 1 a.m. call from you in crisis will find you calm instead, and calm wasn't what they were looking for. Some people will say you've changed, that you've gotten distant, that you don't need anyone anymore. What's actually happening is they've lost the leverage your collapse used to give them. But on the other side of that cost, something shifts. What used to take you 9 months now takes 4 weeks. What used to take a month now takes a day. Not because you stop feeling things, you still will, but because somewhere underneath, your mind has finally collected enough proof to believe one sentence. I've come back from worse than this before, and I know where the switch is. This isn't reserved for a lucky few. It's a skill, and skills can be built by anyone, starting today. So tell me, out of the 3 traps, which one has been quietly running your life? Avoidance, the fairness trap, or turning the setback into your identity? Be honest in the comments. And if this helped, send it to someone who's been quiet lately. They might need to hear that the shutdown is automatic, but the reset is learnable. You're watching Mind Undone. Subscribe and let's keep decoding the hidden wiring of the mind together.